That's my line, now they're biting. Yeah, rocky coasts and lighthouses. What she knows now, I doubt it. Talk to me nice. I think your confusion starts with street lights.
Hi guys. I've missed you so much. I have not been able to record in so long, but I tell you what, I busted my ass and I got all the videos recorded for July. So I know it's really late. And I know you guys probably didn't expect to hear from me in July, but let me tell you, July 2017, a year ago, is when I started recording monthly videos, and the Capricorn in me just could not allow me to just not record for July. Like, you know, a part of me felt like I should just jump right to August, but no way. Like, Cancer season happened, okay? July happened, and I know we want to just leave July in July, and I know it's very much close to August, but I will be doing August videos very fucking soon. But no, July, I felt so much energy as an empath for the month of July, you know. So definitely wanted to record messages for you guys. So for those of you who are led to watch this video, you know, I always believe that time doesn't exist to tarot, you know, so there could be messages in these videos for you guys, and you never know. So if you're led to watch the July videos, even though it's very close to August, thank you so much, because I worked very hard at these messages, and I just think that, you know, I just care about all you guys. I care about all my viewers and my subscribers, so I definitely wanted to touch base on how the hell July went for all of us, okay? So as always, I'm going to have my intro video, you know, explaining what to look forward to in the reading. All the astrology information for, in general, the planets are going to be in this video, and then in the personal readings, in the next videos, there's a little bit more of personal stuff for Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, all the signs personally. But as far as the collective, we had a lot going on. So something I want to say immediately here is that Cancer, you know, July is shared by Cancer and Leo. So we're going to be talking a lot about Cancer and Leo energy in the houses that it happens for in your sign. You know, as an Aries or a Taurus or a Gemini, these houses matter. So we go into detail about that. And to me, it's just really interesting, the whole Cancer-Leo cusp that we went through, because this is the moon and the sun. This is the mother and the father energy. This is masculine and feminine. So this whole month was a big giant eclipse because of the moon being ruled by Cancer and Leo being ruled by the sun. So the energy we experienced in July anyways was a huge eclipse. It was the moon becoming the sun, and the sun, you know, becoming the moon. And we even had eclipses in July. We entered the month with a grand water trine, okay, between Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. We had the sun in Cancer, Jupiter was in Scorpio, and Pisces had Neptune. So, you know, the beginning of the month was extremely emotional. I mean, Cancer season was extremely emotionally exhausting, and at the same time, it was very enlightening. So a lot of the things that I've been telling people on my social media is that Cancer season actually awakens the soul, because the sun is where the moon is comfortable. So when the sun is in Cancer, it's an opposite energy, because Cancer is ruled by the moon. So awareness, the sun, is basically illuminating our soul. So everyone has a moon sign. And so I'm going to go ahead and tell you that you really want to watch for your moon sign for July. So I know that I'm late telling you this, but all I could keep thinking about in July is how much I was resonating with my moon. So I resonated very strongly with the Taurus reading. So that's just a tip. From now moving forward, you know, you might resonate way more with your moon sign, because the moon has been awakened collectively. So for instance, I have a Taurus moon, and the moon, my shadow side, you know, I'm watching more for the Taurus readings now, because I know that because of Cancer season and because of these eclipses, I resonate more with my moon. So you might want to check out for your moon. Now that it's Leo season, or you know, when you guys watch this, it's going to be Leo season. So now that it's Leo season, you guys might want to watch, you know, the sun. Like, it's going to be, our sun is awakening now, but we have to awaken the soul before we can awaken the body. The sun controls our physical body. So there's been a subconscious soul awakening in Cancer season. And so I just wanted to share with you guys that you guys might want to watch for your moon sign this month if you know your moon. Okay, that's just a little tip. You might want to watch for other tarot readers too. You're going to resonate more with your shadow side. The moon is what we hide. The moon is like what we feel at a soul level. So, you know, back to this energy that we started the month under, we had a grand water trine. So that's why, you know, there was a lot of emotion in July, because the water signs were in a trine in the sky. So a lot of the Trinity when it comes to our emotion, very powerful stuff. Not to mention, July is the start of eclipse season. This is when these eclipses started rolling in, right? We had that full moon in Capricorn at the end of June, so we entered July with that energy, but it was very, very overmasked by water. So this is eclipse season, you guys. This is retrograde season, okay? So I want to mention to you real quick here that I'm offering retrograde readings. I am definitely back recording. So if you guys are interested in a personal reading with me, thank you so much to those of you who got personal readings with me and who were patient. You know, I'm not sure if you guys watched my last videos last month, but a lot has been changing with me. I temporarily moved, and I moved back, and I moved back, and I moved back, and I was around a situation that didn't allow me to read tarot, things like that. But some of you still reached out to me, you still donated to my channel, and that just meant the world to me, because this is what I do to financially secure myself as an Earth, Taurus, Capricorn rising. So I just wanted to thank you guys who have gotten readings with me. All my readings are so special, and it just blows my mind that people reach out to me and watch my videos. It's amazing, and it just fills my heart. So I do have retrograde readings going on for $30. This is going to be a special all throughout August. I don't even know if it gets good feedback, then I'll probably do it in July too. But basically, if you want to know what the retrograde season is going to offer you, I'm going to offer these readings to people. $30 for a retrograde reading, and I'm going to look at your chart. And I'm going to discuss all the retrogrades and what they mean and how they're affecting you according to your zodiac sign. And then I'm going to pull a tarot card. So there's about 6 planets retrograde. So for each planet that is retrograde, I will pull a tarot card for advice. So I just thought that was a kind of nice service to offer for retrograde season, because retrogrades are planets moving backwards. It's planets slowing down, changing orbit. Mercury just went retrograde on the 26th, so we can go ahead and chop that off. Mercury retrograde now. It's going to be retrograde until August 13th, I believe. So Mercury, Mars, Saturn, all these planets have gone retrograde, and Jupiter went direct this month though. Jupiter went direct on July 10th. So other than it being retrograde season, guys, for those of you who want to contact me about that, if you're interested in a retrograde reading, please let me know. $30 special. And then, yeah, the next thing there we had going on is Venus. So Venus was in Leo for the first couple weeks of the month, the first week, and then we had Venus enter Virgo. So Venus is Virgo right now. I feel like Venus is going to be in Virgo for a couple more weeks maybe. So Venus is in Virgo on July 9th, Venus entered Virgo. July 10th was when Jupiter went direct. And then on the 13th, that's when we had that Cancer solar eclipse, you guys, and that was opposite Pluto. So we had a 20-degree Cancer eclipse, and then opposite of Cancer is Capricorn, where we had the 20 degrees Pluto. So that eclipses are very powerful. They start new beginnings and endings, even more so than new moons and full moons. So, you know, this was an emotional eclipse. This was like a purifying, cleansing, death and rebirth emotionally. Like, it was very, very powerful. So, you know, it really sucks I wasn't here to talk to you about the Capricorn. I didn't talk about the Gemini new moon, the Capricorn full moon, or the Cancer new moon. So I'm like behind 3 moon cycles, but don't worry, I'm going to be back tomorrow on the 27th talking about the Aquarius full moon, lunar, blood moon, super eclipse. Crazy. I'm definitely going to be here to channel some messages for the Aquarius eclipse, guys, tomorrow. So next is July 22nd is when the sun enters Leo. Whoop, whoop. So we move from this emotional, deep cardinal energy. Like, we all wanted to act from our emotions in Cancer season, but there was not shit that we could do. You know, Cancer season is very interesting. As a Pisces, I understand this water energy, but man, was it emotional, very emotionally draining. Everyone becomes aware of their emotions. Not everybody's aware of their emotions, but when the sun enters Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, everyone becomes aware of their emotion. And when everyone becomes aware of their emotions, we all start acting from a place of emotion, which isn't normal. You know, not all of us act from a place of emotion. We all have water energy in different places in our chart. So Cancer season was pretty crazy because we all wanted to, you know, be a leader emotionally. We all wanted to act out of these emotions because Cancer is the cardinal water sign. Water meaning emotion, cardinal meaning action. So this is emotional action. turning into passionate, fixed stability. So Leo comes in at the second half of the month to really revive our ego. You know, we go, I don't know about you, but every year in Cancer season, I kind of forget that it's only a month. I'm like, well, this is it. This is how life is going to be. We're all emotional and it's water, water, water. But then Leo season comes in, and Leo's the North Node right now, guys. So there's stuff about our destiny. There's stuff about our ego and pride and our authentic self-expression that's coming out here. The sun is ruled by Leo. So that's why Leo season is so symbolic, because the sun is right at home. We're going to gain so much awareness over the next month, but I'm going to save a little bit of that information for the Leo video that I do and the August videos that I'm going to have coming out soon, okay? So Leo season is here. Hopefully we feel a little bit less emotional as we go into August. We're still underneath the Cancer cusp of oscillation. So there's Cancer energy, there's Leo energy, there's water energy, there's fire. But when water meets fire, there's an evaporation. So this whole month is very evaporating. You know, a lot of parts of ourselves are just gonna kind of mystify. You know, it's gonna get a little bit steamy, a little bit confusing, but it's all about expressing our emotion. Whenever fire and water join up together, which is Cancer and Leo, this July is shared by fire and water, and then August is shared by earth and fire. So we'll talk more about that in August, but this month was about expressing our emotion. Hopefully we express the way we feel, guys, because the reason why we went through Cancer season was to discover what we felt on a soul level. It was to become cleansed on a maternal level, on a soul awakening level, so that we could step into Leo season knowing the direction forward, knowing our destiny of the North Node, knowing our passion and our drive, you know what I mean? Knowing who we are at a childlike level. Like Leo is all about innocence and becoming a child, but it's also the lion, you know, so it's about being courageous. You know, the things that we weren't brave enough to do at this first half of July, we're all of a sudden gonna gain the passion and drive and will and fire to do. So there's gonna be a lot of things that pick up at the end of July here, and I'm kind of gonna get started on these August videos soon so that I can have these messages out sooner. And then sure enough, we end the month here with the Aquarius total lunar eclipse on July 27th. Now remember, Mercury went retrograde, and this eclipse here, now I'm going to save this for my video tomorrow, but I just want you guys to keep in mind that this eclipse is conjunct Mars in the South Node. So there's going to be a lot of aggressive releasing that goes on collectively. This is some bizarre energy. This is going to be strange to kind of channel, but Aquarius is my 12th house, and I'm definitely going to channel this Uranian, Mars, Saturnian energy. But this eclipse I know is going to be powerful, because the eclipse in Cancer a couple weeks ago was so powerful too. This is going to be powerful on a collective level though. Cancer was powerful on an emotional level. This Aquarius lunar eclipse is a blood moon. It's going to be visible for 2 hours for most of us. Just if you guys want to know about those messages, I'm going to have a video coming out tomorrow about that. But you know, that seems to be a bit, that's it for July. These messages are very intense, you guys. So I really hope that you guys are led to watch. I worked very hard trying to get these recorded by the end of the month. And another thing, you know, guys, Cancer is all about the past. So I kept that in mind when I was thinking about, you know, should I do July videos? And I'm like, hell yeah. Because, you know, some of us are going to want to reflect on the month. Like, I just wanted to know what the hell was going on. I just didn't feel right, you know, letting August come in and just starting from August. Like, so I definitely worked really hard to get these recordings out here. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and for following me, subscribing, supporting me, even when I took that month-long break. You know, if anything, I realized that this is my passion and that this is what I want to do. I want to help people. I want to get messages from the universe and get some kind of guidance, because holy crap, there's so much going on in the universe right now that, you know, the least I can do is try to help people on a spiritual level, because I've got people that aren't even into astrology coming to me saying, hey, you know, what the hell's going on? I'm like, well, eclipse, well, Cancer season. So thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in. Hopefully you enjoy your readings, and yeah, I will see you again in August. Bye. Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your July 2018 reading with me. My readings are a bit late this month because of everything going on in my life, and yeah, just Really happy to be sitting here recording for July. I was going to jump right into the August videos, but I felt like so much happened in July that I at least wanted to make July videos available for those who want to go back and look. So we're going to just be talking about July here. A lot of the astrology general information is going to be available in the intro video. And then as far as certain specific stuff for you, we'll talk about in this video. But since we haven't talked in so long, I kind of wanted to just get going on the messages. My videos look about an hour and 30 minutes long this month. So there's a lot to cover here for July. July was a very, very jam-packed month. We had eclipses and full moons and retrogrades and things going back direct. So we're going to basically be talking about Cancer energy and Leo energy for you as a Sagittarius. So the first half of July was occupied by the Cancer energy. And for you, Sagittarius, Cancer is your 8th house. So very interesting to talk to you about your 8th house. We had Gemini season in June. The beginning of June was your 7th house, and then we had all that energy move from relationships to your 8th house of shared resources and hidden intimacy and death and transformation. So Cancer season was probably very transforming for you. We just got through Cancer season. So we're going to talk a little bit about the end of July as well, which is more of that Leo energy, which we're kind of in right now. So Cancer, the fact that Cancer is your 8th house, you guys, is very, very interesting because the 8th house is ruled by water. And, it's very transforming and purifying. So Cancer is very much about emotion. It's very much about our home life and our family and our roots. So home life, family, roots, emotions, things like that, those could have been all areas of your life that were kind of transforming. There could be some shared resources going on or just some kind of some intimate exchange. But I just feel like to have Cancer as an 8th house is very, very empowering emotionally. So you could have been going through a lot of changes, Sagittarius. Cancer is very deep, deep emotion. It's a cardinal water sign. So it's all about what we can do moving forward, taking action towards these different areas of our birth chart, right? So for you, it's about the emotional action you were taking towards transformation, towards purifying, towards intimacy, shared resources. This is the house of sex, so it could be kind of emotional there with all those things. But I just think it's really intense to have Cancer as an 8th house. So to be a Sagittarius throughout July was probably really intense, really empowering, and really transforming. So we have this energy in July moving from your 8th house of hidden transformation, death, rebirth, purifying energy to your 9th house of higher learning, philosophy, education, and adventure and expansion. So the end of July is probably going to look a little bit better for you, Sagittarius. I've been telling all of my Sagittarius friends, that July is going to get a lot better, moving into that fire energy, moving into that fixed, stable energy. We move from cardinal emotion. So Cancer season is all about moving forward through emotion, and that's why most of us wind up standing kind of still, because not all of us know how to move forward while we're feeling such an intense emotion. It's better to move forward when you're not thinking about how you feel. And I know that as a water sign, because sometimes the way I feel hinders my movement forward. Like sometimes when I'm overwhelmed with emotion, I just don't do anything. I don't move forward at all. So there could have been a little bit of that going on in the collective. But as I said, this energy is going to be moving from Cancer to Leo. So this energy is shifting from emotion to passion. It's shifting from action to stable, passionate balance, okay? So I'm going to be right back. I want to light my candle for you guys because you're a fire sign. So I got to go get my lighter. Definitely, I blew my candle out after, I thought that Scorpio would be the last reading that I do today, but I definitely wanted to do Sagittarius. And of course, my candle is getting so low. Whoops, sorry guys. Definitely trying to light this candle. So the fire energy in our universe right now is definitely important. There might be something here about trying to spark that flame again, Sagittarius, because I'm having a hard time lighting my candle. And I lit it, yay! So I know after this reading, I'm going to have to get one of those long lighters. So there could be something here about trying to light that passion again, Sagittarius. It was kind of difficult for me to light that candle. So don't forget about the flames coming in at the end of the month, because I almost forgot about it. Sometimes the things that happen to me during my readings are symbolic for the people I'm reading for. So now that we've got that candle lit, now some of you really might want to light some candles, light some incense. I'm actually going to light this incense too, because why the hell not? You know, this is a divine blessing incense. You're a fire sign, so fire and air energy, really important in the universe right now, especially because we have that lunar eclipse in Aquarius, the air sign, at the end of the month. So whenever you want to work with like fire and air, very good to use candles and incense. So we've got some fire and air going on here. And then there's also sage that you can light as a air energy fire sign. Some of you might have air in your chart. You know, I know a lot of fire signs with air in their chart. So opposite energy, fire and air. Leo season is going to be very, very good for lighting candles, doing candle rituals and stuff like that. Candles are very good for passion and light in the universe. And you're a light sign, Sagittarius. So anyway, you know, Leo season is here. A lot of the fire signs are going to be feeling passion again. They're going to be feeling back sexy and hot. And trust me, I know Cancer season brings up a lot from the past. It brings up a lot of hard emotion to get through. But we're going to see this get better towards Leo season, okay? And that's now. Leo season is here. So Leo season is your 9th house. So we move from the beginning of the month with all this hidden energy, all this emotion and, you know, transformation, stuff like that. And we moved from that energy as a Sagittarius to philosophy. You are the 9th house, Sagittarius. So to go through a 9th house transit like this is really important for you, because you know all about expansion, being ruled by Jupiter. Speaking of Jupiter, Jupiter did go direct this month, so that is something that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Pisces is ruled by Jupiter as well. So Pisces and Sagittarius, there's going to be a lot moving into August that we're finally able to expand on. When Jupiter went retrograde, there was kind of a slowing down of expansion. A lot of our fortune, you know, karma, a lot of our adventures and things that we were meant to learn about took a shift towards the past. So now that Jupiter is moving back forward, getting closer and closer to Sagittarius next year, 2019 is going to be Jupiter in Sagittarius. That's going to be very, very good. Jupiter is going to be going back home. Jupiter is very comfortable in Sagittarius, so you know, that's going to be very, very beneficial for those energies. So we have this 9th house energy being activated at the end of July, going into the beginning of August, and then we're going to be moving to your 10th house in Virgo season, right? Virgo is all about your 10th house, but we'll wait to talk about that till August, right? Right now, we're just going to focus on the 8th house and the 9th house. So the first half of the month, 8th house, hidden transformation. Second half of the month is all about what you are about, Sagittarius. Learning, teaching, education. A lot of you might be starting school, you know, come the end of July, moving into August. This is all about you expanding your knowledge, you know, your beliefs as well. The 9th house is also about your beliefs. So, you know, there's going to be a lot that comes around for you moving into August. And I definitely see the fire coming back into the universe, which is a great thing. I've seen a lot of really melancholy fire signs, and I don't like to see that, because fire signs are full of energy. They're meant to be happy and exuberant and vibrant and all these things. And I know my candle was kind of hard to light for you, so there's a reason I blew it out and then had to light it again. So, you know, there's something here about getting that spark back, Sagittarius. So other than that, other than Jupiter, your ruling planet, going direct, which is really awesome. I'm going to have my own video about that probably if I can have some time. That's just a really good thing happening in July for you. Other than that, there's really nothing in Sagittarius other than the moon sometimes. Like a couple days ago, the moon was in Sagittarius. Now it's in Capricorn. By the time you watch this, it'd probably be in Capricorn or Aquarius. We're getting close to that lunar eclipse. We already had an eclipse in Cancer So we had an eclipse in your 8th house, which probably removed a lot of darkness. Eclipses are very powerful. It's the most powerful, astrological event that we can have, that can happen. So, I'm definitely seeing some Gemini energy for you guys already, but I'm just going to finish my thought here before I continue to shuffle. That 8th house, to have an eclipse in your 8th house, it definitely, it eclipses out light and dark that no longer serves you, right? It eclipses out anything sexual, anything, this is literally a transformation for you. So on the 13th of July, there was probably a lot of transformation going on for you, Sagittarius. I do see that eclipse was important in Cancer, because we have the Cancer Pisces card, and this is the moon. So we're talking about the moon right now, and I know that really completed and started some new things for you, maybe even love-wise or just new emotion. And now we have the Sagittarius card here ready for your reading. So what I'm doing here, since it's been so long that we talked, I'm gonna see where your energy is in July. So before we start your reading, I'm gonna go ahead and see what you're feeling as you watch this video, and also what you were feeling in July. And then I'm gonna get 4 cards from this deck, the Wisdom of the House of Night, and I'm gonna clarify with traditional tarot, and then we'll have your reading for the month. But before that, I wanted to take a closer look at your energy, Sagittarius, because it's really important. We haven't talked in so long. I have no idea what the zodiac has been going through personally on the zodiac wheel. So we've got the Temperance card. I shuffled and I shuffled until I seen the Temperance card. That is my green light that Sagittarius is ready. This is your ruling card. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the first 4 cards, because Cancer is the 4th house. I'm going to pull the first 4 cards out. And those are the cards I'm going to use to see where your energy is as you're watching this, and where your energy was at in all of July, okay? But first, I'm going to take a closer look at this Temperance card and see if there's anything jumping out at me, okay? First of all, I really like the Temperance card. It's one of my favorites. I've been saying that to a lot of signs. Like, I like the Death card. I like the Hermit card. I like the Temperance card. I like the Lovers. I like the Moon card. I like all the ruling. All of us have a ruling tarot card, and yours just happens to be Temperance. So, this is a card that comes up for patience, Sagittarius. This is a card that comes up for balance. This is a card that comes up for trying new things, because we have the angel here. Now, there's no male or female. This is Archangel Michael, but this is male and female. This is a gender fluid angel. He's got those passionate wings. So I can tell right away that Sagittarius was really trying to get something off the ground passionately in July. But it might have been more about grounding yourself on the ground first, and not really, going up with it, but staying grounded. But the thing I like about the Temperance card is the fact that there's 1 foot on land and 1 foot in the water, just like Aquarius. So that is why this card comes up for testing new waters. Like, there could have been something that you were trying kind of new in July. But there's also a path that you're following in July as well, to enlightenment, to your higher education of expansion. So I definitely see there's something here about your emotions. It could be water energy, could be earth energy, but they're kind of combining. So there was times in July where you needed to ground yourself. There were times in July where you needed to, allow yourself to feel a little bit. But there's also times where you had to combine the two. So we have these 2 cups here being poured back and forth from one another. And to me, that is definitely a symbol of balance. He's trying to moderate the situation, especially when it comes to what you're trying to get off the ground. Like, there's some kind of passionate flight that was trying to take place. And I do see that the head here there's an enlightenment around the Sagittarius's head, and there's that 3rd eye there. So there's something here that you were very spiritual about. This is a very spiritual card, okay? And it definitely, to me, what really calls out to me is the 1 foot in the water. So you guys could have really been in unfamiliar territory. But I'm also seeing this path here, and see, there's something that is coming from your emotion this month, because the path is coming out of this water. So there's a path that only you could see or find or feel by putting your feet in the essence of that path. So that's a metaphor for, you had to try something new in order to find the path forward. Like, you might not be involved in this new thing for very long, but it's ultimately going to open the portal to the way forward for you. And the way forward is to the mountains of light. You see the mountains of light back there? So there's something there that you're gaining awareness of, mentally, passionately, spiritually. Definitely earth and water energy, like logic and spirituality. Sagittarius is a very magical sign. So there's something here that you're trying to balance out. And this is also patience. So you might have needed patience in July, to balance and to kind of moderate. You know what I mean? There's a time to be spiritual, there's a time to be on land, there's a time to fly, there's a time to ground. And it was all so that you could find this path forward from your emotions. So hopefully in July you can look back and kind of see that there were times where you really allowed yourself to feel certain things. I always say fire signs and water signs, they're the elements that rule emotion. Air and earth, they have emotion, but they process it logically and intellectually first, which hinders the actual magic of emotion. Fire signs are all about expression. So you definitely want to express yourself during the times that you're trying these new things, whether it be a new job, a new relationship, a new hobby, a new passion. There's just something here that you need to, it's unfamiliar territory, but it leads you to a path forward, okay? Something new, something you had to be patient for. I just keep seeing these red wings, and it keeps making me feel like Sagittarius really wanted to explore and fly in July, but you had to be patient for the green light forward, okay? So definitely some patience and balance. Archangel Michael, something here very passionate into your heart with that triangle of fire there in the middle of her chest or his chest. Definitely something that lit you on fire, that you're thinking about, that you're becoming more enlightened about, but this is just the path. So if you're worried about something, Sagittarius, that has to do with your patience or has to do with your own enlightenment, just know that whatever you try new in July is ultimately going to lead you to something completely new, a completely new journey in Leo season or something. The water here could be symbolic for Cancer season. There might have been certain influences of your 8th house Cancer that wanted Sagittarius to kind of try something new for a little bit, but still remain. See, this is the familiar, this is the familiar. The water is symbolic for the unfamiliar, but there's a path that emerges. It's like the water and the earth combined. So there's something here in July that you wanted to do emotionally, spiritually, and logically earthy. Okay, so hopefully that's making sense to you, Sagittarius. There's some yellow flowers here. I don't know if yellow flowers are important to any of you, but this journey that you're taking going into August involves your emotions and your logic, okay? It involves understanding and being patient with yourself emotionally in Cancer season, and also staying on ground, what you're familiar with. So I don't know what this new thing is. For some of you, this is a job, a relationship, a living situation, something. But you needed to try something new in July, and I hope most of you did, because it's going to balance out your future. We do have a lot here about the past and the future, Cancer season being the past. Maybe you guys had to dip your feet back into the emotion of your past for a bit in order to find your way back to land. But that's what I'm channeling from the Temperance card. Definitely patience, emotional patience, logical patience, the patience to find the way forward. I don't think you guys really knew what to do moving forward in July. All of us felt that way. Cancer takes us back to the past, and when you revisit the past, the future becomes a little bit blurred. So that's what I'm getting from the Temperance card, you guys. A lot about those passionate wings. You are going to take flight soon. Definitely going to be taking flight soon. And you're going to find your path forward to enlightenment. So let's go ahead and see what's right behind you, Sagittarius. Okay. So we have the Three of Swords here, telling me that in July, there was a lot of Sagittarius energy that was feeling kind of betrayed and heartbroken. Could be because of third-party situations. This is also the card that comes up for speaking from the heart, because swords are air energy. That's communication and intellect and talking, words, all of that, your mind. Okay, so there's something here about your heart and your mind kind of colliding. There might be something your mind wants. Like, your mind might want to be logical, like that Temperance card. Your mind might be the part of you that's controlling that foot staying on the land, but your heart is all about feelings, and you're feeling something from a heart level. Remember, I mentioned that red triangle on your heart. So the fact that there's a triangle there in your heart, and there's a 3 here, that's the Trinity. So there's some kind of Trinity going on with your heart, Sagittarius, and for some of you, that might be manifesting in 3-party relationships or like polyamorous relationships. I know a lot of my Sagittarius friends are in polyamorous relationships. So this isn't going to be as hard to hear for you guys as it is for other Sagittariuses that have been betrayed by a third party. So those of you who are in polyamorous relationships, that's a Sagittarius thing. You guys have a lot of passion built up. It's very known for Sagittarius to kind of be just free feeling, free falling, just kind of dreamers. And Pisces are the dreamers, but Sagittarius are the adventurers. Okay. And that's why Sag and Pisces go so well together, because it's like the dreamers and the adventurers. So this is literally an adventure and a dream. But we have the Three of Swords. So your heart is coming up here, Sagittarius, twice, because I did notice that triangle was right on your heart. So we do have some kind of third party. Your heart is cut into three different triangles. Like maybe this part of you wants to do this part of you wants to do this, and this part of you wants to do that. Like there's something that you need to become mentally clear about from your heart. Okay, there's something that you need to communicate from your heart. It might be how you feel betrayed. That might have came up in July. Other than that, July was just, very, very painful for Sagittarius. This is that 8th house energy. Maybe your heart was transforming in a trinity kind of way. Maybe you need to be patient with your heart. Maybe you need to be, there's something here that needs to balance out about your heart or in your relationships or third parties or something like that. I'm not sure, but this is the Three of Swords. And we have the Knight of Pentacles next. So this could definitely have to do with a significant earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But I am seeing patience here a lot too, because the Knight of Pentacles is definitely a card that comes up for patience. This is a very slow moving earth energy. And so this might not be an earth sign that you're waiting on, or an earth sign that's very slow. This might be you having to be patient for your reality, because I know the first half of July was very spent, not really knowing about what was real and what was an illusion. People say that Pisces is like that, but Cancer definitely takes the cake when it comes to, everybody feels that in Cancer season. Everybody feels like, okay, what the hell do I do moving forward? This is a very moving forward energy, but it's moving forward slowly. So we have 2 cards on the table already that talk about patience and kind of moving slower than what a fire sign would want to move, right? And that's enough to break a fire sign's heart, having to be patient. But there is a group of you that are dealing with third party situations with some kind of earth energy. This also talks about your finances though, and your career. So there could be something kind of moving slowly about your career or your finances, or just something in your real reality, because pentacles represent earth. They represent something you can feel and see, something that, is in your logical environment. So I'm not sure what that's going to be to all of you, but there is some kind of message here about being patient with that. Some of you guys are waiting for something that is breaking your heart. You might want to speak from your heart to this earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And then the next card we have for you is the Nine of Pentacles. So this is another earth energy. We got air and earth and fire, but we don't have any water. So that tells me that there's some kind of misplaced emotions in July. Like, I feel like Sagittarius definitely felt emotion, but you only allowed certain parts of you to feel that way, which is understandable. Not everybody's a water sign that just gives into these emotions, right? So the Nine of Pentacles is the single woman card. Even for the males watching, this is not gender specific. Just some of you are focused more on your own financial gain. This is also a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So some of you are dealing with a very slow moving earth sign that is more focused on their own career, their own mental, their own finances. And that's kind of breaking your heart, because they're moving away from you to focus more on their own self. Like some of you are dealing with earth signs that just feel better alone. That's an earth energy. Earth energy sometimes does better surrounded by the logic of their own garden, and I don't know how that feels for you, Sagittarius, but there is a message here about some kind of slow movement with an earth sign that maybe they just won't commit, because we have this is a Virgo. Some of you are dealing with a Virgo, but this is Taurus and Capricorn as well, because we got Pentacles. But this Knight here is a Virgo, because the Knight of Cups is a Pisces. So the Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords, that would be the mutable signs, right? But in tarot, the Knight symbolizes action moving forward. So some of you guys definitely move forward in a more grounded way toward, this could be you. I'm not sure if this is someone else you're dealing with or you. But the Knight of Pentacles, it took a while. Like, you started July on a patient note. There's definitely something here about having patience at a heart level. And even though your heart was on fire with what you wanted, you know, it was also still being broken by something. So you might have had to redirect what your heart's desires were, because your heart's desires are coming up here too. And, you know, when our heart wants something, it's like what I'm hearing is it was worth the wait. You know, you had to be patient for this. The Knight of Pentacles is worth waiting for, because he brings something very real. You know, the Knight of Cups, worth waiting for the Knight of Cups, but also might not deliver what you thought, because it's kind of a dreamy energy, very romantic energy. But at least the Knight of Pentacles is coming. And the reason he moves so slowly is because he's making every step count. But this is a significant earth energy. So it could be a job, it could be finances, career, something that your heart wants that you have to wait for. You know, maybe there's something here about building up the finances before you move forward with something. But remember, you're also testing new waters. So you might be doing something emotional or spiritual, following your passion and your heart, even though you know this is going to be a long road to wait for. But ultimately, we have you surrounded by everything you need. This is your garden. This is abundance. This is earth energy. So there's something here about you just appreciating the fruits of your own labor around you. This is the single person card. Single man, single woman. But this is also the Ten of Pentacles, basically. I don't know who this came up for, too. This might have came up for Libra. But there was another reading that this Knight of Pentacles and this Nine of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, kind of sounds similar. Knight of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles. But this woman here, it has 9 pentacles. So whenever you get a 9 energy, this is almost a completion. So there's something here that it's like you're trying really hard to complete something in a career, but you're waiting for the missing piece, and it's coming very slowly. Maybe this is just July. You know, who knows in August what's going on. But this is looking back at your energy in July. Like a lot of you were waiting for the last little bit of money. Like maybe you had just $100 more you needed for this apartment, or you know, there's some kind of energy here that this Knight is bringing you. There's some kind of financial, physical, realistic, grounded action. This is also, you know, someone who's single that gets an offer, you know, and it's an offer that actually sparks somebody's interest. This is an earth sign offer. So some of you move from a broken heart and you start, you know, moving grounded, like, and that's coming up here too. You know, there's things that we can do in an earthly way. There's things we can do in an emotional way. So that one foot in the water symbolizes your heart's desires. It symbolizes your emotion. Cancer season, it could have been very heartbreaking for some of you. I know a lot of Sagittarius that just dealt with a lot of storms in Cancer season. Very heartbreaking energy, a lonely energy. But this Knight of Pentacles is here to tell you, hey, you know, here's something real that you can see, that you can count on. This is familiar territory, but this can start you on a new journey, and it kind of does. You know, I don't know if you receive some sort of financial increase in July or some kind of job or something like that, but then you leave off with the Nine of Pentacles, which is not necessarily a single energy. You could have a partner, but you know, you're definitely holding your own financially, and you're okay with your own reality. This is often known as the gilded cage, because this woman has everything she wants. She just still feels trapped. So, you know, make sure that you're definitely, like, I do see that for a small number of you, there was a breakup and now you're single. July was that month for you to, maybe you left a third party or something, but there's some kind of earth energy behind you, Sagittarius, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and absolutely no water. And then the bottom of the deck is the Three of Wands. So this is your underlying energy. The reason why Temperance and the Three of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles is on the table is because you're waiting for your ships to come in. This is a waiting energy. So there is something here about staying patient for some sort of information to come in, Sagittarius. July was a lot about waiting. And I see everyone on the table here is alone. The Temperance is alone. The Three of Swords is literally your heart probably feels alone. The Knight of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, it's all, there's only one person in this card. You see what I mean? So that definitely tells me that you were feeling very emotionally alone in Cancer season, but you tried to get through it by, you know, staying grounded and just focusing on your values and your career. This is also talking about values, your worth, your own self-worth, but, you know, the gilded cage, having everything you could possibly want, the birds and the bees and the honey trees and all that. but also wanting someone to share that with. So the Three of Wands is a fire energy. This is your energy, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. This is, you got 2 threes though, Sagittarius. So there's a lot here about a trinity, because we had that triangle on the Temperance card. We've got the Three of Swords and the Three of Wands. So some of you are in third party situations with Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo. This is literally another 3. So whenever I see multiple 3s in a reading, I don't always try to make it about a third party, but I am feeling something, especially when you get the Three of Swords. Sometimes that's because of a betrayal, some sort of cheating. You find out that there's a third person in the something like that. And it might not be you that's dealing with that, Sagittarius. Someone else could be dealing with that with you. Like, you might be the third party in another person's scenario. And please remember that it doesn't have to be like a relationship. It could also be you, somebody, and a child, you, somebody in distance, you, somebody in work. So there's just 3 major key elements showing up here for you mentally and passionately. And then we have the King of Wands as well, and more earth energy. So there's definitely something here about 10 of Pentacles, because remember, the 9 of Pentacles is being given another pentacle by this person, place, or thing. This woman is being given the last pentacle that she needs for completion to move forward, right? Well, it really went like this. The Knight of Pentacles was traveling took a long time for this woman to find this pinnacle. I don't know what that pinnacle represents. Could be your worth, could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, could be a job. But whatever it is, it's the missing piece for you to move forward from a broken heart. And we definitely have the 10 of Pentacles and the 7 of Pentacles and the moon there. So I'm going to go ahead and say that by the end of the month on the Aquarius lunar eclipse, because this is definitely an eclipse energy, well, what it's going to do is it's going to move you forward very, very quickly, Sagittarius, because we've got the Knight of Wands. Could be an Aries or a Leo or another Sagittarius, but this to me looks like you. There's a message here about the eclipse. We've got the sun and the moon there. Could be a Pisces or a Cancer as well, but I feel like this is, for all of you, this is about moving forward emotionally from the soul. Like, you start moving from a soul level at the end of the month with this eclipse, and it does start some kind of new journey for you. And we finally have Cups there. Now we finally have the Page of Cups showing up. So there's some kind of water energy that finally comes, but you can't get to it until you get something off the ground. Like, this is a message. You've got 2 messages here, 2 messengers, either an earth sign or a water sign or emotional. It could be an emotional message or a logical message. This could be you kind of not really knowing what to do as far as earth and water, because there is a need here to have both, right? So here's that earth and water. Here's more earth, water, and fire. Here's more earth and water. So you're literally juggling water and earth. See the water there by his feet? So it's like there's a need to stay on top and juggle and balance. You know what I mean? But yeah, we have these 2 messengers here. So after that eclipse, there could be a financial message from email, YouTube. I'm not sorry, not YouTube, Facebook. It could be a text message, could be a letter in the mail, or just some kind of quick message that you get about something. And whatever it is, it's earth and water. Like, you get a physical message and a watery message. It could be from a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So it really depends there. I did not see this Queen of Wands right here, but there's also the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. So that to me tells me that Sagittarius is definitely going to meet somebody with that energy. Definitely with that energy. Now, I hate when I do this because I don't never know how to put the cards back. But I know the Three of Wands and the King of Wands was right underneath each other, I believe. So I feel like this went here. But that eclipse does get you moving forward passionately. So this is for the male and the female Sagittariuses, because the Queen of Wands is the Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. But we got a lot of pinnacle energy, we have a lot of energy to make it through before we get to that water. Like, the first water card you had was the Page of Cups. So there's something that, it's probably going to be invoked by some kind of messenger, or like it's going to be kind of immature because it's the page, but every page has a message. So you could get some kind of emotional message after the eclipse. Maybe the eclipse is an emotional message for you. Could have someone, contacting you that invokes some kind of emotion, kind of maybe a new lover or something like that. But we also have the Page of Pentacles first. So there's a lot that you have to do in your reality before you can do it spiritually, Sagittarius. And we do have that 3 of Wands. So it's just about waiting for your ships to come in. We have 3 cards that talk about patience now. Okay, so you're definitely being patient for, you know, your sign to move forward. Patience, patience, patience. Waiting for your ships to come in. When these ships come in, that's when you're going to be able to move forward. So hopefully that helped you, Sagittarius. I know a lot of you are dealing with heartbreak this month. You're dealing with very slow logic and grounded energy, but you just want to speak from the heart and be patient with this situation, okay? So hopefully that helped. That's what you're feeling right now. That's what you're feeling in July. So let's get started on your real reading now. So I'm just going to shuffle here. We have the Warrior and Strength. So I know a lot of your strength is going to come back in Leo season. A lot of that, the warrior mentality. I know a lot of you have been feeling a little bit shattered, a little bit all over the place, because we had the Fragment card. But you just have to be strong enough to let go of certain things that no longer serve you, Sagittarius. Especially around that, if it's a Pisces or a Cancer, or your emotion. You might have to let go at a soul level. But I just feel like that the moon is going to really help you figure out where you belong and where you need to go moving forward, okay? So let's see here. This is for Sagittarius, the mutable fire sign for July 2018. So we're going to have to go back into the past here, all right? We have Grove coming out, the number 21. So that's the first card for you, Sagittarius. I was going to say we have to go back in the past a little bit to see how the month started for you. So the first card is symbolic for the first week of July, and we have the Grove. So definitely some healing. Sometimes this comes out as an apology. And remember, we had the 3 of Swords right behind you just a second ago. So definitely some healing that needs to take place. Maybe even an apology. You know, you could have entered the month healing, especially because we entered the month, we entered July in Cancer season, so you were still closing out that 7th house energy in Gemini. So some of you could have been healing from relationships. Now, the reason why Grove is on the table is because of obedience. So there's certain rules and stuff that we have to abide by, right? This is a Libra energy. This is why I think it's a Libra energy, because we have the Balance and we have the Sword of Truth. So it could have been a healing, healing relationships, healing with a Libra energy, healing balance, you know, being obedient and saying, you know, all right, it's best for me to apologize. Now, this is you or another person. But, you know, sometimes we really just need to heal. The Grove talks all about healing. I may read from the book for that one, but we do have a significant cat energy, so it's like female energy. Takes a female energy to kind of, you know, admit when we're wrong. Remember, when we apologize, it's not usually for the other person. It's so that we can move on. You know, you might be doing some forgiving. Maybe Sagittarius is the one that needs to be forgiven, but there's some healing here. The Grove is about healing. And maybe the 21st is important. And then it's interesting, I just stopped shuffling at the letting go card, which is the 22. So 21, 22, letting go, healing to let go and move forward. But the 21, that is speaking to July 21st. So you guys might have been doing some significant healing around then. But also 2 + 1 is 3. So there's a lot here that we need to speak about, you know. Chaos just flipped over, differences, risk. So some of you guys are taking a risk with someone who's very different from you. And it can be chaotic. But let's just keep on going here. Let's see what the second week of July was like for Sagittarius. For July 2018, mutable fire, sun, moon, rising, Sagittarius. Let's see what the second week of July is about for Sagittarius. We know that you go into July really healing. I mean, it makes sense because Cancer is your 8th house. So that's a lot there about hidden healing and apologizing, forgiving. I think I'm going to read from the book from that because that's a card I don't know much about. I just know that it means healing and apologizing. So let's see the second week of July for you, Sagittarius, for 2018 July. Mutable fire. Yeah, okay, so we have complicated coming up. So definitely healing things that are complicated. Healing from complicated situations, complicated people, places, things. The reason why complicated is on the table, underlying energy is rigid, which is another 3 energy. So we do have some talking going on here. Maybe you're doing some communicating, because the third house is like short distance travel. This is the 30th, so also July 30th could be when things get complicated. But rigid is about, you could be dealing with some complicated walls within yourself or with other people. Sagittarius might really just be feeling that certain people have walls up against them right now, even though you're trying to heal. Rigid is all about the walls that you have built up against people, or the walls you can feel within other people. So, the first half of the month is on the table now. We have Grove and Complicated. So there was a complicated cycle of healing, complicated apology, complicated communication or conversations going on. Let's see here what just popped out and if it was one card. Now we have your second card, both of your second cards coming up. So we have the High Priestess of Spirit and we have Choices. So this is your month of July, though the underlying energy of your entire reading is belonging, just like Scorpio. So you guys might be dealing with Scorpio, might have Scorpio energy, but they got belonging as an underlying energy too. So July was all about finding yourself, Sagittarius. It was all about, figuring out where you truly belong. And, the belonging card is the 41. So 4 plus 1 is 5. That's the Leo sign, the Leo 5th house. So you belong in a state of happiness. And all this is going on in July so that you can basically, see that. So we've got the first half of the month and the second half of the month here. And we're going to validate before I even talk about this. So we're going to clarify these energies, and then I'm going to read from the book for probably these two cards, because I understand complicated and choices. So you do have some complicated choices in July. The complicated choice to heal spiritually. We do have some spiritual healing going on here. So let's see what Grove is about. Let's get a validating card for Grove. All right, I don't know what this is about, but we do have some sort of Capricorn energy. I'm not going to use this for the reading, but this did just pop out for someone. So somebody's healing from this. There could be a Capricorn that you have a second chance with. Could be complicated. Could be somebody that you're just chained to. This Devil card, it does mean Capricorn. It does mean, toxic karma. You could be, maybe some of you apologize to a Capricorn to try to get a second chance with them. Maybe a Capricorn came back to apologize from you. With the Judgment card, though, it's like you want to be careful of anything toxic in your life, though, that you're healing from, because the angels are now awakening you towards it. So some of you guys could have been awakened to a toxic person, place, or thing, just something that was very codependent. So, you might have a choice here to go back to that or to choose something more spiritual, because now you know where you belong. And then we have the King of Swords with the 5 of Cups. So this is about your clarity. It could be about a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It could also be about something that, this is a sad energy. Gaining mental clarity over the have and the have-nots. The things that are still here and the things that are gone. The 5 of Cups, you have to be careful with the 5 of Cups, though, because this is not true healing. This is happening because of the Grove card, right? So if you're focusing on things that have spilled over, third-party situations, some of you really are coming out of third-party situations. Like, you might be ready to just be with one person. Like, some of you guys are done with the third party, and you really want to just reconcile with someone. There is a reconciliation here. It could be with a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or an Aquarius. But you get a second chance with someone, but you don't want to cheat yourself out of a second chance because you're trying not to get hurt emotionally again. Because the King of Swords is like, he is not about emotion. And I know that this message was really for you, Sagittarius, because the bottom of the deck is the Temperance card. So this message was meant for you. Some of you guys are really having to choose between, second chances with a Capricorn, second chances with an Aquarius, or you're awakening to this Devil energy. You're trying to heal this toxicity in your life, this codependent situation. It's interesting that this is being awakened in your life. All right, and then we have the King of Swords with the 5 of Cups. So some of you are dealing with air sign energy, and they hurt you. There was a third party with a Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, and there's a need to stay patient and balance all this out as a Sagittarius. So that was just kind of a side message there that wanted to come out. I'm glad I went with it because I didn't notice that the Sagittarius card was underneath there. But I'm going to try my best to just get one card, 1 to 2 cards, you know, but I like to just do one. So we're going to focus on Grove, which has to do with healing. So why is Grove here for Sagittarius for the first week of... Oh, so we had the 5 of Wands come out, but it flipped right. It was very quick. It flipped over. So for some of you, this is healing from conflict, healing from, you know, energy just going all over the place. It's a very fiery energy. So it could even be violence, aggression, arguing, you know, just people just not agreeing or working together. So let's see what card wants to come out for Grove. Okay. We have the Tower. So some of you are healing from a situation that is falling apart. You know, you walked into July. Now, the Tower could have happened before July. But, you know, these cards are clarifying why these cards are on the table. So Grove is on the table because of the Tower. So you are healing. Coming into July, you are definitely healing and apologizing for something that fell apart. Now, this could be someone that is apologizing to you for falling something apart. But I see 2 people jumping out of a tower here. So it could have been a home environment that you're healing from. I mean, it makes sense that the Tower is here because of Grove, though. Now, the reason why the Tower came out is because of the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, so this says that there was something you worked really hard on. You worked really, really hard on it. You had a decision to make about it because we have the 2 of Wands right underneath that. So you worked really hard. This could have been a job or a career or your worth. It could be with an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, where things just kind of fell apart. Or it's your foundation because earth, this Pentacles rules your foundation. And this Tower is your foundation. So for some of you, this was a job or a home environment or a foundation you had with another person that definitely was falling apart. This is a sudden ending or change that happened because of the universe. Like this Tower was suddenly struck by lightning, causing those people to have to jump out. So there was a random ending that you had to heal from. Probably, I feel like this happened in June. I feel like this happened in June. So you walked into July healing from what June crumbled down. It could be a Scorpio for some of you because the Tower is a Pluto card. It is ruled by Scorpio. So there is a Scorpionic energy. But either way, this is something that somebody put a lot of work into. So that's how you started July. Let's see how the second week of July, we almost had the Leo card come out. So complicated strength, but it didn't come out, but it showed me it though. Some of you could be dealing with complicated Leo, or Leo season could be complicated for some of you, but the Leo card didn't come out. That was just for some of you. So let's shuffle and see what card comes out. We have the 4 of Swords. So definitely some meditation. Definitely need to, like, you know, this is mental complication. So there's something that is mentally complicated, just like Scorpio's reading. Scorpio had a lot of mental transformation in their reading too. So we have the 4 of Swords. So this is you healing after that Tower. You know, and it's very complicated, but you're going to need to meditate and pray and heal. This is a mental energy. Now, the reason this card came out is because of the Empress, and we have this going on here. So this does have to do with a Leo for some of you. It does have to do with your own strength. It has to do with your own courage. So there's some complicated energy going on here with an Aries, with a Libra, with a Taurus, with a Leo. Could be any sign though, guys, and it could be pregnancy because this is the real underlying energy, the Empress. So some of you have a complicated Aries in your life, complicated Libra, Taurus because of Venus, complicated love in general. Some of you, there's a complicated pregnancy, whether you're pregnant or you got someone pregnant or someone else is pregnant in the scenario. Maybe that's that third party. And we do have you, you know, revive. Remember you had that 3 of Swords. And so this is the card that comes right after the 3 of Swords. So you're actually healing. This is another healing energy. So the healing continues. I see that the first half of July had a lot to do with healing from complicated breakdowns and complicated endings and stuff like that. But we do have you meditating for guidance of that 3 of Swords, and you're kind of like manifesting a 4th sword for yourself. Okay. So there might be a relationship that you're trying to heal from. I do see that from some of you. Some of you are just pregnant and you're healing because you're pregnant. You know, this is definitely an abundant energy. So there's some kind of complicated love going on here. And this is a female energy, so if you're with a female or you are a female, this energy is definitely telling you that you need to rest, especially if you're pregnant. You know, it's hard to go through all this stuff. I could not imagine being pregnant in Cancer season. Like, if I ever go down that road of pregnancy, I'm going to plan it so that I'm not pregnant in Cancer season, because I can only imagine being this kind of an energy, like dealing with that kind of emotional energy. And Cancer rules mothers and stuff like that. So I know pregnant women, man, just kind of interesting there. So there could be something here about healing and just kind of meditating and praying. So yeah, when it comes to the complicated stuff going on at the second half of the week, you're being advised to pray and meditate about that, Sagittarius, especially about these complicated endings. So what a way to start the month. I mean, I kind of knew, because, you know, it's your 8th house. And so the Knight of Pentacles came out again. This is a card that came out for you before. I'm not really sure what this card was talking about. It could be the High Priestess of Spirit. Like, some of you guys are really losing patience spiritually. But if this is a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, they are now turned upside down. But this also has to do with your finances, because we have the 5 of Pentacles underneath. So as far as something in your career or something financial, you're going to really need to really rely on your spirituality for that, Sagittarius. There's something that, you know, spirit is calling you to, and that goes back to that Temperance card where there was 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land. It's all about, like I'm telling you, the physical and the spiritual realm are always mixed when it comes to Sagittarius. But I don't know about this Knight of Pentacles. For those of you who this is a person, it's like you waited so long for them that you ain't even interested. For others of you, this is talking about some sort of lack of financial movement and fear of poverty. But I'm telling you, you need to rely on your spirituality. There's a lot of spirituality here. And now the King of Cups is coming out. And Virgo got this card right here as well. They got the King of Cups. So it's about your emotional clarity. We had the Ten of Cups show up a little bit too, but I pushed it back in. So this is about your emotional happiness. And remember, one of your feet as a Sagittarius are always in the water. So now we've got some water energy coming up for you, when before there was no water. So this is about a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio energy, or it's about the spirituality of your emotions. I'll talk more about him in a little bit, but I'm going to keep clarifying. This is about your emotional clarity, though. Speaking your truth spiritually, gaining clarity, you know, yeah, definitely. Okay, because I just lifted up the Ace of Swords, and what's behind it is the emotionally confused card. So there's something that you did a lot of walking away from your emotions in July, because we definitely have the 8 of Cups and the 2 of Swords. So the 2 of Swords is a woman who blindfolds herself to emotion, okay, and she's literally not making a decision, but someone made a decision. It might be because of the full moon or something, but we have someone walking away from something they were emotionally invested in. And it's like, this is 2 cards that I love together, because we've got confused and we've got clarity. So you're speaking your truth about all the emotions you feel. You got options, Sagittarius, but it's about the King of Cups. And now we have the Ace of Cups coming out. So, okay, I'm going to put that there on choices, because that's what I was going to clarify. So some of you guys have a choice or something for a new love offer. There's definitely some emotion that comes in at the end of the month, which is ironic, because, you know, you would think it would come in Cancer season, but for you as a fire sign, you feel emotion when fire is here. And it's interesting because we have the 9 of Wands as the underlying energy. So you could definitely be dealing with some battles, Sagittarius, battling to fight for what belongs with you, you know, because we have belonging in the 9 of Wands as the underlying energies. So the reason why the tarot cards are on the table is because of the 9 of Wands. The reason why the oracle cards are on the table is because of the belonging. So let's go ahead and start thinking about some of this and channeling some of what this is, Sagittarius. Definitely some battles you fought in July. So going back to the first of the month, I'm actually going to read the Grove card from the book, and I'm going to show you it as I'm reading it. So let's see here. Grove is card 68. 68. Alright, so I'm going to show you here, and then we'll talk about it. So this is the Grove card, and it talks about the goddess of night invites you to my grove to heal the wounds and mend your heart. So we definitely got some healing of the heart, Sagittarius. This literally talks about mending and healing your heart. So now is the time to apologize to anyone you have harmed. Make your friendships whole again and choose healing over anger and pain. Choosing my beautiful grove is a powerful sign that you are at a wondrous and strong time in your life. Show compassion and kindness to others. No one is perfect, yet imperfection is perfect as it is. If you are hurting, know that it will pass and that I watch over you. If someone you love is hurting, take this time to be there for this person. The sacred grove heals all aches and pains, especially a heart that has been wounded. So there is no doubt about it that some of you Sagittariuses entered July with a broken heart, because the card that was right underneath the Temperance was the Three of Swords. And then we have the Four of Swords. So that just tells me straight up that July was spent, really healing from that heart. But I know it took a while, and the reason why the Grove is on the table is because of the Tower. So you're healing and apologizing. I'm not sure which way this goes, but remember, this is all about your heart. So something fell apart at a heart level, and I just love tarot because when I first started reading for you, I immediately was drawn to your heart because I looked at that triangle and I looked at the Three of Swords. So there was something here about your heart. So this July was all about healing yourself, healing a wounded heart. We have the wounded warrior here, okay? So there's some wounds here going on for Sagittarius, and it's secretive because we got the High Priestess. So I feel like you guys are fighting spiritual battles this month because the High Priestess is the all-knowing energy. She's sometimes a secretive energy. So this is literally Sagittarius being on guard and being defensive against things that they can't see. Like you just feel the battle. You feel it, and you're ready to fight anything that's seen and unseen, alive or dead. Like you're just ready. So this Grove was definitely talking about, healing your heart. It's time to apologize to anyone that you have harmed. Make your friendships whole again. Choose healing over anger and pain. This is anger and pain, okay? So, as a fire sign, I always tell the fire signs, you're not angry, you're passionate. It takes a very strong person to act out of passion than to be a low vibration like anger. So, when you choose to sit on that grove, it's a powerful sign that you're at a wondrous and strong time in your life. Show compassion and kindness to others. No one is perfect, yet imperfection is perfect. Some of y'all dealing with a Virgo, straight up. Perfection, imperfections, Virgo. If you are hurting, know that it will pass and that I watch over you. If someone you love is hurting, take the time to be there for this person, because this heals all your aches and pains. So yeah, you guys are just going into July trying to heal all the aches and pains that Cancer season brought up for you. These aches and pains, these apologies, all of this stuff is going on because of a breakup. It's going on because of a separation. It's going on because the universe came in and definitely struck some kind of situation by lightning, and you had no choice but to kind of end what was going on. Well, the good thing about the Tower is that it's a blessing in disguise. So for all you know, this is happening so that you were pushed into a position to heal, Sagittarius. Second week of July is rightfully so very complicated, because I say if you're trying to heal from something is disrupting as the Tower, then it would be very complicated, So we've got two messages. So the first half of the month was all about complicated healing. The Tower, very complicated. Grove, Grove is about healing. And then we have complicated healing again. So we literally have the complicated card and then the Four of Swords. So definitely a mental energy. So maybe you heal your heart first and then you heal your mind, because this is more of a mental healing. This is more of a meditating, spiritual. This is like a church energy. This guy is praying and meditating and healing and just kind of contemplating and just reviving himself. So by the second week of July, you're definitely healing yourself, and you're definitely reviving yourself, but it's just complicated. You know what I'm saying? So complicated healing, taking some time to mentally heal yourself from everything that you've processed the first half of July. And then we move on to the second half of July, which is the High Priestess of Spirit. So something is spiritual. Both of these cards are spiritual. We've got a lot of spiritual energy on the table for you, Sagittarius. And this might have to do with your relationships because we have the number 7 up there. So there's definitely some relationship stuff that you need to heal from spiritually. This fell apart and it actually broke you at a spiritual, heart, emotional level. The foundation doesn't even really matter. And there is a Taurus walking by my window right now. So I don't know if it has to do with the Taurus. But I think everything's a sign and I know he's a Taurus. So if you're dealing with a Taurus in a relationship, you know, there's some kind of spiritual something you need to spiritually heal. There's complicated choices in July and there's some spiritual healing taking place. This fell apart physically so that you would heal yourself spiritually. It's kind of weird, isn't it? So we've got the King of Cups. So some of you guys might be with Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, but I'm going to read from the High Priestess of Spirit because I know we have all these different High Priestesses and you're getting the High Priestess of Spirit. So this isn't about your physical world or your emotional world. This is about your spiritual world. So let's hold this card up and read from this. It says, the Goddess of Night, you have chosen this symbol to help guide you on your journey to find an answer to your question. Consider that there is an invisible spirit with you within all living things. So this is like an invisible, this is represents the spirit that exists in all living things. So if there was a question that you had at the end of July, this spiritual being, whether you believe in God, the universe, angels, whatever, now that all things, events, and experiences are woven together like a magical web that can be seen only in the darkest of night and not by human eyes. My child, everything that you need to know is a part of divine scheme of things. A meaningful coincidence, a blessed friendship, a lover, a significant experience are all orchestrated by me to help you become the powerful being that you're meant to become. No matter what is in front of you, something important is brewing. You will know the answer to what soon enough, but I keep secret the why. You may step forward knowing that some things are meant to remain a mystery. So that's very interesting, Sagittarius. Talked about events and experiences being woven together like a magical web that you can only see in the darkest of night. And I'll tell you, you definitely started the month out in the darkest of night. So this all happened so that something spiritual could occur in the end of July, okay? So we have everything you need to know is a part of a divine scheme. So there might be meaningful coincidences, Sagittarius, at the end of the month. There could be a blessed friendship or a lover or significant experiences that all are orchestrated by, you know, the universe. So this talks about a new friendship and a new lover. So we definitely have the new love card right after that too. So the third week of July, it looks like you kind of realize why you went through all that pain. I want you to be very mindful of any water signs that come into your world at the end of the July, because this spirit card talks about, you know, the fact that sometimes the universe will send you a new friend or a new lover or a significant experience. So if there's anything emotional that takes place at the end of July, especially with a water sign, if there's a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio energy that comes to you at the end of the month, just know that they are very important, because this talks about a meaningful coincidence. This is like a meaningful coincidence right here. You know, the fact that the King of Cups is here with the Ace of Cups, this is very emotional. So a meaningful coincidence, a friendship, a lover. So there could be even some friendships going on here. The fact that this is a 7 definitely tells me that some of you guys are forming new emotional relationships in order to heal. So don't feel bad if you like ended something ended and you immediately got with someone else, because it was really orchestrated. Like this ended so that something else could begin. Could have ended and begun with the same person, but you know, this is kind of interesting how that's showing up there. I'm trying to get you to be able to see the whole damn reading. There we go. So yeah, guys, I don't know what's going on here with you, but you end the month very emotional, very spiritual, and there's some kind of new emotional foundation that you find. I love seeing this because your reading really lacked emotion. You know, you didn't have any cups, but there's some kind of water energy that comes in for you guys. It could be your own water energy or just emotion, but this is like new love for sure. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, or just any sign that you feel emotionally connected with. So yeah, the King of Cups is here with that High Priestess, saying that this is emotional, and cups are also very spiritual in tarot. So definitely just some spiritual, emotional stuff going on. Now, the King of Cups, I believe that the reason why the King of Cups came out, yes, for some of you it is going to be symbolic for a water sign. Others of you is going to be your own emotion. So the King of Cups is definitely someone who is a leader emotionally. He's like has authority over his emotion. He he's not scared of his emotion. He doesn't shy away from what he feels. So the third week of July is definitely about you opening up spiritually and emotionally to whatever is about to happen. And it's all happening for a reason, because there is some kind of new love, some kind of choice that you have to make. We end the month here with choices. This is like one of my favorite cards in this deck, because it's a choice between the light and dark. Now remember when I first started reading for you, we talked about those wings on the Temperance card. I told you that Sagittarius wanted to fly in a certain direction. Well, now we know why you didn't fly in that certain direction, because there is a bird here and there's these wings on this man. But there's a choice, at the end of the month about what direction you should fly in. There's direction of the seen and the unseen, the light and the dark. So remember, I told you from the Temperance card that you had a decision to make between testing new waters or, staying in familiar territory. That's what this is about. There's the light direction where you could just choose good. You could choose light. Light is not good, by the way, but you could choose a road that you can see clearly. This was also in the Scorpio reading. There was something Scorpio needed to choose between. They had to choose between the seen and the unseen, the known and the unknown. That's what you're doing. Like, you enter August, you might make the decision before August, but you have a choice to make now. It might be a career choice for some of you, because we have the 46. That's 6 plus 4. That's 10. Others of you have a choice to make about a completion. Like, you want to ask yourself which one of these roads you're done with, because why would you want to go back down a road where there's nothing there that can really serve you? You have to choose between something new and old now. And I feel like you're going to choose between something new. You're going to choose the new, because this is the Ace of Cups, which is a 1. It's a new beginning from the universe. It's a new emotional beginning. The third week of July, you got back spiritual. You got back in touch with your emotions after you healed from this. And it's good because of that emotional connection with that friend or that coincidence or that situation. The spirituality of your emotions opened you up to a new offer emotionally. But because of this new love, because of these new feelings, because of this new opportunity, this is a beginning. It's a gift from the universe. This is a gift from the universe that makes you feel something. It makes you feel happy, or it makes you feel like renewed or just joyful or passionate again. So that's going to be different for all of you. But there's a choice attached to this cup. So the universe is giving you a new emotional situation so that you can choose. Or the reason you're choosing has to do with this Ace of Cups. Some of you have to choose between two people. Some of you have to choose between somebody that you've been with, someone that's coming in completely new, okay? So, to summarize, we definitely had some really interesting healing, a lot of complicated stuff falling apart. Something had to fall apart so that you could heal. And then, you were healing from that complicated energy at the beginning of the month. Definitely could be doing some talking. Could have been a Gemini. It could have been an argument. The Tower could be as simple as an argument. You know what I mean? Could have been an argument that you needed to heal from, needed to apologize for some mean things that you said or something like that. And then we had some complicated stuff here that you needed to meditate. Hopefully in July, anything complicated you handled with prayer and handled with the universe and meditation. You needed to mentally heal from that heartbreak for sure. And then the second half of the month is spiritual. There's some spiritual choices no matter what, we end the month on an emotional note, but there's some spiritual choices, some complicated healing. Definitely need to heal spiritually in your relationship, Sagittarius. And then there's a complicated choice as well. So this choice is surrounded by complicated spirituality. The healing grove is surrounded by complicated spirit. And then this spirit is surrounded by healing and choices. So you have to make the choice to heal this month, especially in your relationships, especially at a heart level. And remember, this spirit is with you. I always see that too, there might not be anybody physically around you, but spirit is always there. So definitely some emotion. And the underlying energy is, you belong in a place of emotional happiness, Sagittarius. You're going to need to choose that. You're going to need to, be spiritually guided to there. You do not belong in a place that complicates your well-being. You belong in a place of healing and love and light. And then we have the 9 of Wands. So I know that there's some battles going on. Also, Scorpio got that card as well. So there's definitely some Scorpio Sagittarius energy going on here. So you might want to watch that video if you're with a Scorpio. But, I just know that this is coming up because all of us have certain battles. So you're kind of you're fighting to find out where you belong. And I feel like in your heart where you belong. These are things that you didn't belong in. You didn't belong in this tower, so it crumbled apart. You didn't belong in this complicated energy, so you're healing from that. You belong at the whatever you feel at the second half of the month is a more authentic vibration for you. This is a new love coming in for you, Sagittarius. A lot of water sign energy. We've got water, we've got air, so we're missing fire. But fire is here, so we're really missing earth. So there's something here about your foundation, finding out where you belong, so that we have to have a foundation so that we can have something to jump off of, right? If you want to fly, Sagittarius, you're going to have to figure out where your foundation is. There is something here about you choosing what direction to fly in at the end of the month, okay? And it might be because of some kind of new offer or new love, new feelings, something like that. But either way, you head into Leo season, August, feeling very emotional. Now, this could be a new career opportunity for some of you guys. It could be a career that you are really emotionally invested in. It's spiritual. So make sure you choose based off of what you feel, Sagittarius, based off of what your emotion, okay? Because there's a lot of battles here, but you battled in July for a sense of belonging. So what that means is moving into August, you're going to know way more about where you truly belong because you thought about it, you meditated on it, you healed, you made the decision, you connected spiritually. And another thing here is that this is almost the 10 of Wands. So there's only July was the final battle for you, you know what I mean? It was a spiritual battle. I mean, this is straight up saying that there's a spiritual battle, okay? There was something, you were fighting something hidden. You're fighting something. Now this could be a Pisces or a Cancer for some of you, but aside that, you were fighting the otherworldly forces. That's why the High Priestess of Spirit is here for you, because you were definitely fighting something spiritual, okay? Something unseen or something emotional. But you're hanging in there, Sagittarius. You're hanging on to your wishes. Cancer season was definitely about you hanging on to your wishes, being emotionally fulfilled. You are hanging on to what your true desires are. You're hanging on to victory. And there's this Knight of Cups. So I do see some kind of emotion coming in here. And it's the sun. Leo season is going to be a lot different for you guys. I see Leo, I see Pisces, I see Taurus, I see Libra. But either way, there's some kind of happy offer coming in of commitment and balance and justice, okay? And it's healing from that broken heart. So that's where you belong, Sagittarius, is in a place of healing. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hopefully this was resonating and helpful. If you have any questions, you can email me or comment below. I would love to look at this in a more personal way. We could look at this tower. This was just a general reading, but we could definitely look at the tower in a more personal way. What are you personally healing with? This is something that all Sagittariuses are going through, though. Every Sagittarius went through some kind of tower, some kind of complicated, some kind of grove energy, some kind of battle, right? But to talk on a more personal level would be nice. So you can definitely schedule a reading with me. I'm definitely doing readings again. And I'm gonna be uploading a lot more videos in August about the eclipses and about the North Node, lots of astrological information. So just keep an eye out for my my videos coming up. And other than that, if you don't have any questions, if you don't have anything like that, then this is your reading, guys. And I will just pick back up in August and when we look more into this Leo energy, okay? So thank you so much, guys, and I'll talk to you later.